Okay, so today Uncle is going to show you, um, I guess, blades, how dangerous blades are. And the reason why he's going to show you it is not to teach you how to necessarily use it to do, evil and stuff, but basically to have you attempt to either defend yourself against them or avoid them altogether. And the hardest thing is, I taught you folks like the corkscrew, right? The movement like this, right? The corkscrew movement like this, okay? And I taught you folks like how the crane wing moves, right? The crane wing is so important to everything. Now I'm going to show you something that is kind of very scary, okay? So when you practice like your blade work, you're cutting like this. So this is the blade right here, right? So you see the blade. This is like a makeshift fake blade. I couldn't find the other blades that I had, but like you're cutting like this, right? And you're cutting like this, right? 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 So you're always like cutting with the angle now. So a good blade person, right, can have an angle like this and then change the angle this way. You can have the angle like this, and then like midway through you can change it this way. Midway through you can change it this way. He can go like this, come down this way, he can go this way. He can change it any way that he wants to, because he's good at manipulating the blade. And then when he cuts, he can cut this way. And then if he's blocked, he just continues to cut this way. He just turns the angle of his wrist, and he'll still cut the person who's blocking. Right? So one thing you want to do is try to avoid that, right? So in this situation where I attack here, the guy blocks me, I cut, right? Come on there, I cut. I go this, like I'm cutting this way, cutting. Let's say he blocks me, I cut this way. I'm cut, cut, cut. And even when I go in, I stab and I'm cutting out, stabbing and I'm cutting out. Or I'm cutting this way and cutting out, cutting out, cutting out. I'm constantly turning the wrist. Okay, so how can you defend against something like that? Okay, this is where like the chisao drills that we do might help you a little. Okay, and what the chisao drills does for you is it allows you to establish some type of sensitivity, contact with the weapon in general, like this, So the person has the weapon here, and he can stay cut. If the person is really good, he can stay cut and do whatever. But because you have the sensitivity, you can sense the movement of their wrist, of their arm, and you might be able to outmaneuver out of the way, or even like maneuver the attacking arm in such a way where they can't get to you. As they pull back, you're gonna sense the pullback. You move in. Always keep the contact with the weapon. Okay, with the weapon arm. When you feel the movement of the wrist, you turn with it. You adjust your wrist accordingly. Okay, that's the best I can tell you, because like we haven't actually been in the same class together. All right. For the most part, if you are a superior chisao individual, right, compared to like the knife person, maybe an inexperienced person, or someone who is good but they're not super good, then you have a chance. But for the most part, you're probably going to get cut, and it's because it's so easy to turn the blade, especially if they know what they're doing and they're faster than you. They timed it just right. So, or they do like dragon attacks. Okay, so what is a dragon attack? A dragon attack is basically, I'm gonna stab you like this. I know that you're gonna block me. So what happens is, I stab like this, you're gonna block me, and then I adjust the blade and I still stab you. Okay, there are people that do that. They anticipate a block or a defense, and then they adjust accordingly. So then, in reality, it's not one of these, oh, I can defend against this attack because by doing this kind of stuff. Because in reality, the attack is not like that. It's more like this, right? It's like a last minute change. It's like a this. It's like a that. It's like a this. You're coming up like this. The person gonna block it, and it's coming up like this. So your intent is to like cut the defending arm, right? Because you want to get the veins, right? Or you want to like disable like the muscle grouping. So I wanted to bring that up to you. So if you can, just avoid knives. Give them your wallet. Run away. Stay away from them. You know, but in the event that you cannot avoid it. Okay, you have to close the distance. You have to control the arm, right? You have to establish some type of contact so that they can't move forward and continue stabbing or you know, attacking or slashing in that manner, right? You want it to be a little bit more controlled, okay? And that's all I can tell you. It's pretty much a gamble for you, you know. So if you can, I just say avoid it, run away. Understand that like the blade is sharp and you can't even see it sometimes. And if you can't even see it, then your chance of defending against it is very, very slim, you know. And you know, if you want to like learn like, you know, like how to defend against knives, go look on some other person's channel, because I don't want to be responsible for you not being able to like successfully defend yourself. Okay, now if we're training in person, that's a little bit different, because then I can show you some tricks and I can show you some things that we can do to mitigate the situation. But like online video wise, it's very, very hard, because I know what I can do, right? So if I know what I can do, then, and it'd be hard to defend against me, and I'm really not that great, then basically you're gonna have a hard time against like the professionals out there that carry knives. Just saying. Okay, so again, avoid the blade. But if you wanted to train again a blade, right, get an item like this, right, you know, like this, and cut top, right, bottom, top, right, other side this way. So you go this way, okay, this way, you know, like all the different angles of attack, but do it with the blade, you know. And then establish an attack and then turn the wrist. Establish an attack, turn the wrist. Establish an attack, turn the wrist. Establish an attack, turn the wrist. Okay, and the reason why you're turning the wrist, right, is you're training yourself that that's what's going to happen against you. So when you block, right, you know the wrist is turning, right, so you better turn with it, or you better control the arm, or you better move away very quickly, right, or have a longer weapon. You know, that's your only chance. So good luck out there, and like avoid the blades. Yeah, avoid the blades.